Hey guys, welcome back to Composite Reviews. I know you hear this a lot, but again, this is one I was really looking forward to obtaining. I actually didn't think I would get this because it sold out quick. Secondhand prices got really crazy really quick, but then this company Sure Thing Toys had them on sale again, had a restock and stuff like that. Man, that freaking lifesaver or whatever. And thank you to Hellbot on TFW for giving me the link to this even when it went up. But this is the Bandai Gundam Figuration Metal Composite number 1018MS06S Char's Zaku 2. So legendary mobile suit Char, very divisive character. I honestly think he has a bigger fan base than Amuro at this point. But yeah, this is his custom Zaku. Just look at it. And this is the design by Katoki Hajime. And you can see that it has his trademark temples all throughout it. And we'll give you guys a full roundabout close-ups, things like that. But just to show off the basics, this one is... looking at it, I'm not counting the crest there, about 7 inches on the dot, a little bit over, but I'd say 7 1/8 maybe. But in terms of accessories, let's take a look. It actually comes with a stand. I think the Gundam Wing Endless Waltz version was the first one of these to come out with that kind of stand last year. These have been pretty dated. They came out before the metal build, so it's nice to see them catching up in both terms of design, build, accessories, all that good stuff. But he's got a bazooka. He's got his rifle. He's got a piece for the bazooka to actually have one of these 3 ammo packs in it. A couple of things of ammo for the rifle as well. It comes with some adapter pieces. Let me actually raise this up some so you guys can see. A couple of adapter pieces that's for the bazooka to go on his backpack. This is a spudger. I think all toys that have things like nooks and crannies that you need to open should come with one. Both an unactivated and activated axe. You can see that this one isn't lit up on the blade. It's also not extended. This is an adapter for the X to peg onto one of 3 places on his hip skirt, as well as an assortment of hands. So, again, 7 1/8 inches tall. Let's get this guy on a turnstile. Give you guys a roundabout here. Very cool stuff, and you can see the die-cast joints. This is a weighty little guy, too. Really love the tampling. Just zooming in, giving you guys look there. Good stuff. And the colors on this thing are just gorgeous. Make sure we're focused there. Then to the bottom. Yeah. Alright, there's a quick look at the figure itself. Now let's go over everything about this figure. Articulation, accessories, and I'll give my final thoughts on it at the end. Alright, so let's look at the articulation. We're actually going to get the camera a little bit higher so you guys can see everything that's going on. So the head has a neck that actually extends out, so that's pretty cool. Alright, extends upward. So get that 360 there. He actually has tilt side to side, so downwards, upwards, a good amount of movement in both the head and the neck itself, so pretty cool stuff. Now, his sight piece does move as well. Now this piece, the crest, is not fixed or glued in. So just watch it. It can pop out, but it pegs right back on, and it stays pretty firm. But when playing with this headpiece and stuff like that, it can come out. And you see it's even hard for me to get out right there. But sometimes when you're fiddling with it, it does. And it actually comes with a spare one of those guys, so don't be too worried if you happen to lose it. Of course, if you're within warranty, contact Bluefin, but yeah, shouldn't be too bad. Let me see if I can't get the light out of the way for a second. And okay, just so you can see that lens there. And this is where that spudger tool comes in handy. I can actually do this with my hand, but it goes side to side. And where the spudger tool comes in is when you've got it all the way to the side like that. And yeah, so... because it's pretty tight. Get that back to the center. And that's a neat feature. Really easy to access. So to put that back down, push that, and then the back pushes down. Get the light back on that guy. So that's the head. Let's take a look at the shoulders. So on this piece, the shield does go back and forth, and you can unpeg it as well. Alright, let's get that peg back in. There we go. And it can kind of lift up and down on that hinge there, and then the whole thing is on a ball joint. So alright, and this piece extends outwards, also on a ball joint. Good amount of movement to get them out of the way if need be. Now the shoulders, let's actually, since this one covers up the shoulder a little bit more, take a look at that one, because that's the one that's going to give you problems if any. But you see, goes outwards, has that nice hinge there. 360, and these are die-cast joints, a lot like the metal builds. Alright. Double jointed elbows, tons of elbow bend there. Now I got that out of the way a little bit because I noticed that that bicep actually slides. It's a nice little detail. See how that breaks? Once you kind of get that out of the way. Activate that second ball joint. That is cool. Alright, so you got 360 elbow, but then you got swivel at the forearm as well. So pretty cool stuff. And the wrist joints, you've got rock back and forth, side to side. So ball joint and then 360. I'd like to go ahead and take a look at these chest pieces here, because they not only butterfly like in and out, but they go up and down too. So that's pretty cool. Alright, so a feature that I saw in the instructions, and you guys will have to explain this to me in the comments. I'm not sure the significance of it, but the chest piece here does open up, and these two pieces on the inside can go up and down. So down. Oh, they revealed the cockpit. I didn't notice that. There's actual like seat inside. Alright. Don't explain nothing. It's hard to see in there, but there is a chair. It doesn't come with a minifigure or anything like that, but if it did, that would be amazing. So that's a really cool feature. I dig it. I don't know why I didn't notice that the other times that I tried to do that. But then this chest piece presses in, then kind of presses down. Now, I'm going to go over the waist, but I just wanted to show you this hip skirt piece right here. Because in going over the waist, we're going to go over the ab crunch too, of course. But this skirt in the front actually moves down. And then this piece in the front can move out a bit too, to make room for the ab crunch. So let's take a look. Get him standing as straight up as possible. So back bend, make sure we're at the side, and then ab crunch. So ab crunch, and then the whole waist goes down. So let's take a look. Alright. And see how these pieces move out of the way. Pretty cool stuff. But about 45 to each side when it comes to that rotation there. Alright, get those skirts back together. Now, you saw the movement in the skirts. Alright, but there's even more. See, this back part does not, but it does have a flip out that you can use for the bazooka. We'll take a look at that in a little bit. These thrusters, they do move. Alright, so the hips, he does have drop hips going on the inside. You can just see all that darn die cast in there. It's really cool that these have really caught up to metal builds and stuff like that in the build style and whatnot. So, okay. Swung that down. Tons of upward swing. See this piece? This is where it swings. Right there. And then backward swing. Alright. Still not a crazy amount because the back skirt doesn't move. It'd be nice if it did. Alright, but then you could swing that whole thing up. Just to have that. Now let's look at the outward swing. Okay. And these joints are tight. But it's like a good firm feeling tight. Not a, I'm going to break this darn thing if I try to press too hard. No, not at all. So let's take a look at the knees. Alright. Double jointed knees. Alright, so there are moving pieces. Right here and right here. Take a look. So this slides down. This slides like up. Alright, see it? So that's pretty cool. I love the animated parts on this thing. Alright, so the feet, the ankles, can actually pull out. Good amount of back and forth right there. This piece here does have some movement and whatnot. It's hard for me to move by myself, but it does it quite a bit when you're moving it so it doesn't stay in the way. There's front, back on the foot. See what I mean? And then you can take that piece and move it down. Alright, and a little bit of movement in the foot itself at the front. Not a ton, but both the front and back of the foot can break some. Just plain a good looking boy. Oh, I didn't go over thigh swivel. Doy. 360. Alright. That's the articulation. Let's take a look at the accessories. And I think we covered the gimmick and the eyes, chest, all that good stuff. Alright, so first we'll take a look, while I'm bumping the camera there, at the axe. For the axe, you just, it comes with a variety of hands. And I don't think it's necessarily bad, but the fingers on these hands aren't quite as pliable or movable as I'd like them to be. So there's that. And these are good sized pegs that the hands peg into. And I'm not going to do crazy much. It's an axe. But now that we've taken a look at that axe, I'm going to show you guys how the unactivated axe with this adapter can peg into the side. So you just take that adapter piece and then clips right in. Boom. Alright. And he also has a peg right there. And a peg right there. Well, I actually want to make sure I've got that facing the right direction. And cool. Let's take a look at the rifle. Now, one thing that's neat about the rifle, it actually has a sight on it that opens up. So that's pretty neat that it has a cover to that. Now, take one of the ammo pods there. It just pegs in, okay, on the top. And you could actually take one of the spare ammo pots. There's only two. You put it on his back. You can put it on his other side. Do that. Because we're going to take a look at the bazooka on his back too, so I'm just saving space for that in advance. Now let's take one of the Char hands. Much wider grip on those than the ones that hold the axe. Peg that hand in. Okay. Now, it also comes with a support handle there. And I'm using that axe hand for the other side, and like I said, this is a lot tighter of a grip. But it's not a bad thing. I'd rather have that than a loose grip that drops weapons and stuff. Get that pegged in. Actually extend those guys out. Alright, and nothing too crazy. Quick pose there. Alright, last weapon that we're going to take a look at is his big ol' honkin' bazooka. So you can see the bazooka darn near as long as him. And like the rifle, it has that sight cover there, which is really cool stuff. Now before I get into him holding the bazooka and things like that, I want to go ahead and look at the storage area on his backside for the bazooka. This is actually my first time doing it, but it's pretty straightforward looking at the instructions, so I think we'll be alright. Yep. And I'm actually going to get this axe out of the way. Now, so I can zoom in and show you guys. On the inside, there's a bit of a peg there. And I believe you just choose one of these and peg it. But of course, I could be wrong. And I just re-looked at the instructions. I was absolutely right. You just take it and peg it in. I guess I just didn't give myself a chance to find the spot and make sure it was firm. And there's that. I mean, that's okay. But we're not going to do that. We're not bazooka across the butt kind of people here. So, thank you, Zaku, but no thanks. We're going to keep the room for the axe on the side, and we're going to use this adapter piece here. So, this pegs in into the side of the backpack. Alright, and there is a click there. Alright, this piece does rotate. Then from there, make sure it's the right side up. That same hole, you could choose either hole actually, but just pick one and peg it in. Alright. So you could have it that way, you can rotate it, have it that way. I actually prefer that, because then you take it and it's right there and ready, right? So I just turned them around for my ease of use. Take this. There's that. Get this thing off. And you can angle that as well. And then this. Alright. Get the camera a bit higher so you can see what's going on. Alright. So now, what the heck is he going to shoot? Let's fix that. Alright. So now we've got this piece that we replace it with. You can go ahead and pop one of the packs in there, okay? And he comes with those 2 extra packs that peg in. To the shoulder armor. So pretty cool stuff. Now with the stand, it's so stupid simple. It literally just pegs into that taint-ish area. Well, we should probably show off the stand first. So it's a standard metal build if you're not familiar with that. This locks the height. This part locks the peg piece. So bring it around, find a spot, lock it. And then it also has a back and forth. And there are 2 areas actually that you can peg this front one into if you want them a bit lower. So peg it in the front. Or peg it into the back. Alright? So let's get that angled more upwards. Let's say. And French. That. Kick the foot forward. Get the camera up. Lower it a little bit. There we go. That's money. Alright, and just finishing this out, this has been the Bandai Tamashii Gundam Fixed Figuration Metal Composite MS06S Char Zaku. So, needless to say, this thing is awesome. By far the best fixed figuration metal composite figure to date. If for nothing else, the fact that it's the most up-to-date one. You know, there's been... the fixed figuration line has been out for, I believe, like 2 decades or so. The metal composite, not so much, maybe like 10, 15-ish. But they've been recycling a lot of old molds and things like that for some time. This is the first new one, brand new one, in a while. But you know what? I'm going to stop myself there. They came out with the Gundam Wing Endless Waltz version last year too. So this is the second new one in the past like decade or so. So it's nice to see that this line isn't just an oversight. They're still putting out new and original molds, and fact is, like, the best part is that they're so comparable to the newer metal build stuff. The joint quality is great, the die cast content is great. Overall, it's just a very solid piece. While I sit here and adjust stuff or whatever, a very solid piece in comparison to a lot of the older modes, and really, really, really up to date. So for me personally, I thought this line pretty much up until the Gundam Wing Endless Waltz version was all but dead. But it's nice to see that they're not only still going, but they're thriving and really putting effort into these figures. Anyway, check out the full written article, as well as the gallery and stuff like that. I'm not going to lie, I'll probably give this a 9 to 10 out of 10. It is an excellent, excellent, excellent freaking figure. But if nothing else, check it out for the cool pictures. I think I'm pretty good at that stuff. And with these videos, like, share, subscribe, and as always, thank you very much for your support. See you next review.